Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. Well, right now, at this very moment, I'm sitting in a neighborhood in Corona, California, where once upon a time, a long time ago, once stood the Corona Motor Raceway and the legendary Corona Downhill BMX track. In fact, it's that track which has drawn me here to this particular neighborhood and is causing me to film this video right now, the one you're watching. Now, if you're of a certain vintage like myself, you're an OG BMX racer from the 1970s, like myself. And if you're like me, you also was an avid reader of Bicycle Motocross Action magazine. And within those pages of that storied magazine, you read about the races, you read about the riders. In fact, a scene from the movie On Any Sunday 2 was filmed at the downhill track, which was also known as the gnarliest track in existence at one point in time. Now, I'm a native of the Pacific Northwest, Washington State, specifically. I read the magazine, I learned all about BMX, and I knew that Southern California was basically the epicenter of all things BMX. In the summer of 1978, my grandparents said, hey, let's have a family vacation in Southern California. I'd never been to California in my life up to that point. And when I learned we were going to Southern California, I begged and pleaded, can I bring my bike and my helmet with me? After much pleading and begging, they relented, and I packed up my bike and my helmet, and we drove our way down here to Southern California. Well, while we were in Anaheim, I believe it was a bicycle shop in Anaheim, we were visiting it, I wanted to go see it. I saw flyers for different races in the area after inquiring where the closest track was that was holding a race. It was Corona. Corona, oh my gosh. You know, I'm thinking I'm going to see all the major BMX stars there and all that. Can we please go? So my begging was in full force again. That once again they relented, and we came out to Corona, and I was just fascinated. I was just excited. And I was scared. I was scared. That track freaked me out. But I rode it. I didn't do any good. But at least I could walk away claiming I have a little bit of experience with the track. I'm a little bit of the Corona Downhill BMX track history. And I could go home to Washington State and tell my friends who were BMX racers that I rode on the Corona BMX track. Good stuff, Maynard. Anyway, I moved to Southern California in 1989. I believe I already mentioned that. And in all the years I was here, I've never visited the neighborhood. I don't know why. I guess it never crossed my mind. I stopped racing in 1985 and pretty much walked away from BMX. Again, I don't know why I did that, but that's the way life works out. I wound up getting married, raising a kid, doing the usual, you know, going to job, 9 to 5 kind of stuff. And it wasn't until last year, while I was laid up with COVID, that I rediscovered BMX via YouTube on my big screen TV. I was watching a Nationals race. It's the first BMX race I've watched since the late 80s. And I was fascinated by the style of the new tracks. I'm fascinated by the speed of the riders, everything with it. And that really reignited my love for BMX. And it got me thinking about the Corona track. How come I've never been out here? I've driven by the area so many times since moving here in 1989, but I never took the time to figure out exactly where the track was located, because 1978 was a long time ago, and my memory wasn't exactly clear as to where exactly in Corona it was located. So recently I decided, you know what, I'm going to look into this. Specifically because I'm going to be leaving Southern California soon. I'm going to be moving due to personal reasons, which I'm not going to go into. I'm going to be leaving Southern California for Northern Alabama. And I feel under the gun right now to visit these kinds of places, record them, get them in my memory banks, and maybe make a few videos to hopefully interest other people in the history of BMX. So here I am. I came out here actually a few days ago to film a little bit of the where I believe the track was located. I did go online and I looked up aerial photography of the Corona Raceway, but not the track, but I got a general idea of where the track was located. Am I 100% certain this is where it was located? I'm pretty darn sure. I'm 98, 99.9% sure. exactly where the start hill was and some other details. Not 100% sure. I have a feeling I know where the start hill was, but again, I'm not quite sure. A lot has changed since then. There's a housing development there. Very few, I would say, visual prompts exist anymore. I have to go look at the pictures. I have to look at what few videos exist of the track and try and get my bearings. I'm pretty certain where these things are, but regardless, we will be on the hallowed grounds of the old Corona BMX track. There's no doubting that. It's just a matter of where was what and where was it facing, etc., etc. So the first time I came out here, I filmed. I thought, it wasn't good enough, so I came out here for a second time. I'm gonna do the film. You're gonna come along with me, and let's see what we can do. So let's get going. All right, kids, we are now on Griffin Way here in Southern California, in Corona, California, heading down to a street called Brittany. Now, Brittany is a north-south road, and it aligns roughly with the westbound lane or lanes or straightaway of the Corona Motor Raceway. To my right, we're on hitting on Brittany right now. To my right is where the southern turn was, and I'm turning left right now where the northern turn was. Now, according to my research, this road, Brittany, is located either where the westbound straightaway for the Corona Motor Raceway was located, or it's adjacent, just a few yards west of where it was. Over here is a slope. See the homes above? So the track obviously wasn't up there. Now we're on an upgrade right now, and we're going to roughly where the Corona BMX track once stood. My feeling is it's over here a little bit to the west in this neighborhood, right next to where the fence is. Some say it's actually here. This is Newcastle Way. We are actually on where the track once stood. Exactly where the start hill was, I'm not 100% sure, but we're definitely where the track once stood. So Newcastle will turn right back into Griffin. So we're gonna drive down here to Griffin. Some say that this direction where I'm heading right now is the direction where the downhill start was. And I agree with that. This is the direction. Whether it was here or a few yards to the east, I'm not sure. You'll notice that it's going downhill and it butts up against this hill right there. So I don't believe this is exactly where it once stood, or at least it didn't go all the way down to this point. It would have had to have been a little bit east of where we're at, basically where I'm going to be turning left. Once again on Griffin, heading back down to Brittany. Now we're going to go back up Brittany to, oh, what is the name of that street? Promenade is the name of the street. See, I'm not from Corona, so remembering these names of streets is a little difficult sometimes. So my feeling is that the start hill was roughly right in here somewhere. Some say it was over here a little ways. I think it might be over here a little ways. I'm not sure, but we've already passed where the Corona Motor Speedway would be. Now here we are at Promenade. We are now just a little bit north of where the start hill would have been located. And I'm going to now turn left onto Promenade. Now I'm going to point out a particular feature here in the area, which has been in numerous videos and pictures of the track. It stands out, it's very unique. And I need to go to Buchanan and take a left-hand turn for me to get a clear shot of this landmark that, again, appears so prominently in many videos and still photography of the Corona Downhill BMX track. So right now I'm turning left onto Buchanan. And here we are. You'll notice this hill. This hill features prominently in some of the shots. And I believe this also helps me to align my idea of where the track starting hill was once located by using this as sort of my own little GPS. Here's another shot of that landmark hill. Okay, we're heading southbound on Buchanan. We are currently at the corner of Buchanan and Promenade. And this was the access road to the Corona track. Just south of here is State Highway 91. And I will soon be turning right onto Wimbledon, which basically was roughly at the southern end of the Corona Motor Speedway. Okay, wait, stop it. Whoa, stop the video. While I was filming this, I came across a little bit of a surprise, which you'll see in just a couple of moments. One block up is an overpass going over the 91. Okay, so now we're on Wimbledon. I'm going to turn right onto Wimbledon. Let's go to where the old Corona Raceway was. So right now, roughly, we'd be in the parking lot area. Now, it's been a long, long time since I've been at the Corona Raceway, 1978 to be specific. So I can't exactly say how. Was that Bill Homan, owner of Pedal Power? I think it was. Okay, so one of the turns for Corona was right here, the old Corona Raceway. And now I'm back onto Brittany. So hopefully this gives you a rough idea of what happened to the Corona Raceway and Corona Downhill BMX, and gives you an idea roughly of what happened to the neighborhood. Like they say, there goes the neighborhood. So I'm going to go back one more time up to where the track was. And you know what? After this, I'm going to go to Pedal Power BMX. Because it's only about a mile from here. Mile and a half. I need to go there anyway. I bought a Redline MX-24 from Pedal Power a couple of months ago. So here we go, start hill. Back onto Promenade. And that's it. Thanks a lot for watching.